Oh, hopefully that's worked. Sorry, boys and girls, I don't think it... Oh, yeah, it has. Okay, sorry. Sorry, boys and girls. For some reason, when I use Keynote, the PowerPoint's glitch. Okay, so a part of a recount writing is looking at the particular language we are going to use and tools we are going to use to ensure that we are writing with the correct devices. So as with persuasive writing, we looked at the persuasive devices. We're going to look at language and tools before we look at the structure and how to organise our writing. And then when we've got all of these tools in our skill set, then we can look at the structure, okay? Now, a requirement of recount writing is being able to use powerful verbs. The reason we use this is it gives whoever is the reader of your recount a really good idea of what happened in your event and experience, okay? Sometimes it could actually make them feel a part of it. So it's really important to be able to use powerful verbs. So we're going to talk over this, do a few activities to just strengthen your understanding of this. Now, I know you all know how to use verbs, but a lot of the time I notice that we use quite boring verbs in our writing. We want to start to improve our writing by extending our vocabulary, boys and girls. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice this today, and this is something that I would be expecting in your hot task. So what is a verb? We should know what a verb is. It is a word that's doing, being, or action. Okay? An action word. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the sentences that pop up. And sorry, my television's annoying me again. It's going off again because I'm working from home today, recording all the lessons for the week. So anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I am going to show you some sentences and you are going to spot the verbs. This doesn't need to be a partner activity. This does not need to be a writing down activity. This is just you watching this and seeing if you can spot the verbs. He followed the path as he strolled towards the straw cottage. When he reached the old rickety door, he tapped it and waited. Okay. So tapped and waited. They are do lots of activities to practice changing verbs into more interesting ones, okay? So that when it comes time to do your hot task, it will just flow naturally. You'll just naturally think, right, oh no, I don't really like that word. I want to change it. I want to make it more interesting. Some sentences contain verbs that are just a little bit boring. They don't give lots of information about the action or make the text very exciting. So if you're retelling about a really fabulous experience or an event that has meant a lot to you in your past, if you're telling that to someone, you want to make sure they're excited about it with you. You want to keep their interest, because if you don't keep their interest, boys and girls, they'll start to get bored and they won't want to hear about something really exciting that's happened to you. So it's important that we learn to do that. So one day Goldilocks walked through the forest. Boring. So what we're going to do is edit the sentence and replace walked with a different powerful verb, which shows the action clearly and gives clues about how or why the action is taking place. So let's get our thinking caps on. We're not going to go any further. How many other words can you think of that can replace walked? Have a wee think now. Okay, don't worry about it. I didn't ask you to write it down. It was just seeing if you could have a wee think about other verbs that could replace walked, some better verbs. So one day Goldilocks walked through the forest. You could have come up with one day Goldilocks skipped through the forest. One day Goldilocks sauntered through the forest. That's what my boys do all the time. They saunter through, getting from A to B, and Mrs. Moran's always going, come on, hurry up, let's go, I've got to get to work. One day Goldilocks meandered through the forest. What a word, boys and girls. I'm not going to tell you what that is. If you want to know what that is, you need to go and find that one out on your own. If you don't have a dictionary, you have the internet. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about more replacing verbs. We're going to practice this together, okay? And then you're going to go and do an activity independently. Usually I would ask you to do this with a partner, but unfortunately, me at the other end of this iPad needs to be your partner today. So, improve the verb. How can we replace this verb in the sentence to improve the sentence? Puss put the lettuce into the bag. Puss put the lettuce into the bag. Put, boring. Absolutely boring. What other words can we use to replace that? Have a think. Come up with at least 3 interesting words in your brain and see if you have got similar ones to the ones that I've come up with. Okay, so let's have a wee look. You could have replaced put with dropped. Just dropped the lettuce into the bag. Stowed the letter into the bag. And there is a huge variety of words that you could have used. Okay? Right, we can't do this with a partner, unfortunately. But what I want you to do is for each of these, I want you to think up of 3 different verbs to replace this, okay? Now, I'm going to put up a verb support mat to help you with this. So, what you're going to do is you're going to write in your jotter, Jack threw the beans out of the window, and underneath it, I want you to bullet point 3 words, 3 verbs that could be used to improve that boring verb, okay? Now, I will attach a word mat to support you with this, but I want you to be able to do some of this on your own. So, Jack threw the beans out of the window. Pause the video now. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. So, yeah. Now we're going to do a different sentence. In your jotter, you're going to write the haggard witch fell towards the ground. And underneath it, you're going to give me 3 powerful verbs that could replace the word fell. You can use your support mat for that. You can pause the video now. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. Right, now in your jotter, you're going to write the sentence, Red Riding Hood walked bravely into the forest. Underneath it, you're going to do 3 bullet points of a different idea instead of walked. Now, we've already gone through this word at the start, so this should be an easy peasy one. Okay, pause the video now. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. And this is the last one that you are going to write. So you write the sentence, Goldilocks ate the bowl of porridge into your remote learning jotter. Or you could do it onto the template, whatever you decide. Then underneath that sentence, you're going to give me 3 bullet points of 3 powerful verbs that can replace the word ate. Pause the video now. Okay, welcome back, boys and girls. So, this is the last task to do, I think. Wait a minute, better check. Yeah, it is. Last task to do. Hopefully by the end of this you'll feel more confident about using powerful verbs within your recount hot task when it comes to it. So let's have a look. Can you spot all of the verbs in this passage and improve them? Choose a verb that will create a clear picture for the reader. Use the word bank below to help you if you needed it. Right, so what I would like for you to do is I want for you to write the passage into your remote learning jotter, okay, just as you see it in the yellow box, okay? You might want to double line it, so you might want to leave a little space because I'm not going to get you to rub out the words. What I'm going to get you to do is in a coloured pencil or a different coloured writing apparatus, I'm going to get you to underline the verb that you want to change, and then you're going to write the new verb up above. So you might want to write a sentence, misaligned, write a sentence, misaligned. So you've got space to do that. But in your remote learning jotter, you're going to write all of the text in the yellow box. Okay. Then you're going to go through the text and you are going to underline all of the verbs neatly. Then all of the verbs that you don't like and that you've underlined, you are going to replace them with a more powerful verb. Now, if you feel like you want to use the word bank below, then you can. But if you feel like you have a better word mat that you have access to, or you want to use my word mat, or you have even a better or more powerful verb in your vocabulary, then you may do that. Now, boys and girls, that's the end of the lessons. Once you've done that, you may send all of your work to me and a photograph attached to the template. Off you go.